Okay, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name's Anisha and I'm the head of customer support here at Halter, and we're really excited to put this session on for you where Grace, our lovely account manager, will be walking you through some of the basics in the Halter app and also some tips and tricks for carving. So we know there's a lot of you on farm that are new, or maybe you just want like a little refresher. And we hope that after today, you can walk away with something new that you've learned or something that you're going to try next week. There is a Q&A down the bottom. Please use this. This is open right throughout, and we will make some time at the end to answer any of your questions. And if we do run out of time, we'll make sure to send answers through to you after the session. We'll also be sharing a recording of the session out to everybody once we're done. So that means that if you have any staff that were not able to attend or anyone that you think needs a refresher, you can share this with them. And without further ado, I will pass you over to Grace.
Cool. Hi, team. We've got a wee bit of an agenda to go through today. So what we're going to cover is setting up with virtual fencing. So finding your way around the app, getting you set up, how to find help, creating breaks and shifting cows. And then we'll move a little bit more onto animal management during calving. This is a busy time, so we want you feeling really comfortable heading into it. So we'll walk you through how to move your cows between platforms, changing and creating mobs, moving cows between mobs, pausing collars, and also recording your calving dates. Today we'll be focusing on 3 different tabs that you'll find within the app. So first one being your herd tab, your live tab, and then that more tab. So we'll focus on those 3 today. We want you guys to know how to get help when you need it. You can learn this through the online help center and also available on your computer or directly through that app. So you'll be able to find that in your more tab. And also there's lots of articles. For urgent help, we've got a 24/7 support team. They're amazing. They're in our head office, and there's always someone there to help you during those tricky times. In that more tab, you'll see that little icon on the right-hand side of the phone, and then you'll go into that where it says help if you're looking on screen, and then, or you can go ask a question. We know you might have a lot of new users on farm, or you're wanting to set up some of your workers or vets or your consultants. It's great to have everyone involved with full oversight of what's happening on farm on a day-to-day. So in your more tab, the second icon down, it'll have new users. So you can click on that and it allows you to put in the first name, email, and phone number, and then they'll get a prompt through to activate that account. So let's jump into the live tab of the app. So we want you to be feeling comfortable with setting up new breaks. First things first, just wanting to say that you need to be able to draw your break before you get the cows to enter into that paddock. We'll get you to click into a paddock. And then here you'll see all that pasture metrics, but down the bottom, create a break. We'll schedule it for today. Then you'll be wanting to assign whatever mob is going into that paddock. So for this farm, let's click the earlies. We're then going to draw a break, new break. You've also got the option to go into your previous breaks that have already been drawn in that paddock, if any. So from here, we will click in and start drawing that break. You'll also notice down the bottom right-hand side, it's going to start showing you, based on the amount of cows that's in that mob you've assigned, how much kgs of dry matter per cow is being offered. So here, as we keep drawing that break, we're getting up to that 15.9 kgs offered. On that, a dotted line is an inactive edge, and the straight line is an active edge. I would also say during calving, it'd be really great to keep your gates closed for those colostrum cows, just because we know how they all act during that time. So there's 2 ways to remove your cows from a break. Here's our cows. If you're clicking in there, You'll, down the bottom left, you'll see drop break. So we'll do that. We'll shift them out of a paddock and click all those cows. Click the gate that you're wanting them to come out. So let's click them to come out of gate 3. And then it will come up with the option of the destination that you're wanting to shift them to. So out of paddock, milking shed, via a race, out of paddock. And then we'll go next. I won't do this. This is a live farm. That will then action it for them to shift out of that gateway you've chosen. You can also revert to manual management, which will remove the break fences without shifting them anywhere. So that's just something else to note. Cool. Now let's dive into some tips and tricks during calving. First things first, we want you feeling really comfortable with how to create a mob. During this time, you'll be running multiple mobs. So getting you feeling comfortable with that's super crucial. Heading over to the herd tab of the app here. So if we come across into your mobs tab, you'll see all the different mobs that we've got live on this farm. At the top, it'll say add a mob. So this will get you to add the name. We might say, let's set up your springers, choose that color, and then save that mob. Moving on, how to move an individual cow to a new mob. You've got the option at the top left-hand side, the ability to search a cow number. Let's click on number 13, having the option there, third one down, to change the mob of where that cow is going. So that's at an individual level. Then moving on, if you're wanting to move multiple cows to a new mob, I'll just start this off by saying you can connect your minder to this as well. So getting that all set up pre-calving is a really key thing. So if we come into your calving tab, this will allow you to filter based on due dates and where to find cows that are maybe going to start calving within the next few days. So those filters are on, you'll find them under that left-hand side. You can filter by mob, rumination, or due date. So I find this a really key one to know, potentially setting up a suspect mob of who's about to come up so you know which ones to be looking at. Also, I'll note here that on the right-hand side where it says due date, you've got the option to click on due date, which will then filter first to calve down to last cows to calve. Being able to move cows off platform or on platform or between platforms if they're at a runoff, we'll walk you through now how to do that. So in your mobs tab, we'll click into a mob, say earlies, come up the top right to options, and then you'll see the ability to change farm there. So clicking on that and give you the different options of how many cows or self-select which cows you're wanting to do. Next thing wanting to walk through is the ability to pause and unpause individual cow collars. So if we come into the live tab, you can do that within the paddock. So clicking into an individual cow, and then that first option there is to pause her collar. On the live tab, you'll also see that icon over the right-hand side, which says pause collars, so automatic or the manual ones, and you've got the option to unpause or pause those ones there. Moving on, so pausing an entire mob, that is under your herd tab, under mobs, earlies option, and then the ability to pause that whole mob is in that list there. Cool. So triggering LEDs is a really awesome feature on the collars. So we're wanting you to use this potentially if there's a health alert and you're wanting to be able to then go out and visually assess that cow and what may be wrong with them, and then begin to diagnose what condition she may have. So if you pop over into the health under the herd tab, you'll see all these cows have a current alert. You have the option there under the 3 dots on the right-hand side to trigger all those LEDs. And then on the left, bulk select them. next, and then choose your color that you're wanting to trigger those LEDs, and then gives you the ability, if they're coming into the shed, easily be able to find them or go and find them in the paddock. And then recording calving dates. Can't stress this one enough. We want you to be able to do this every day. Every day a cow is calved. We'll come into the calving tab under herd. So down the bottom right, there'll be that little plus icon. So clicking into that, marking them today, or you've got the option to do custom if you accidentally forgot one yesterday that calved. So today, next, and then going through and selecting those ones that have calved. Cool. So now we will open it up to some questions. If there's anything in there that you're like, we've missed that, or can you quickly run over that again, please fire those questions into the Q&A.
So we've got one here. Someone's asked us to do the flashing lights again to assess the cow.
Yeah, great. So if you've got a few cows that have a health alert, if you come over into that health tab, clicking in there, the 3 dots is going to be your absolute best friend. So that's where we find a lot of our information of how to action things. So 3 dots, and then that second one down, trigger LED. So then you can go in and select those cows that you're wanting to trigger the LED, and then choose your color.
Nice. Can you use the collars to bring the cows up to dairy for milking, or do you still require someone to sit behind them on a motorbike?
Yeah, absolutely use the collars. Once they've understood post-training the cues and how to get themselves out of that paddock, then we will guide them up to the shed. So you're not needing to sit behind them on your motorbike. We want you to be able to sit at your coffee table with your coffee and meet them straight up at the shed.
Can my vet get access?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if your vet or consultant or someone wants access, as we walked through adding different users, all you need is their phone number, full name and email address, and then that'll give them the ability to access your data. I think the benefit of that is if you're wanting to look through your health cases or your mating, or you're struggling with some points during calving, allowing them to look into actually what's happening on a day-to-day. There's some real value in that and getting their insights.
How long is the training period?
We allow a 7 to 10 day training period. So your cows may start picking it up after a few days, but I would definitely stress to you to keep walking through each day with that training period, just so that they really understand the cues. If you don't go through that and then you start changing up mobs or anything later down the line, that's where issues may begin, because your leading cows might be switched to different mobs and then the rest of them may not understand. So I'd say go through the training process and get them feeling really comfortable and understanding what the collars are trying to tell them.
Okay. What is the purpose of pausing a collar?
Yeah, great question. Maybe we'll talk about it through that calving period and the benefit of pausing collars. If we're in a paddock and one of these cows, say these are springers, being able to pause her collar and then allowing her to walk over that virtual line away from what we call the crazy aunties onto fresh grass and have her calf on that fresh grass, I think is a real benefit, and then allows you to go in and collect that cow and calf together as well, whilst holding the rest of those aunties behind that virtual line.
How soon can calves be collared?
12 months and up, we can start, you can collar.
What counts as recovering poorly?
Yeah, great question. We are on a day-to-day measuring and understanding the baseline of that individual cow. If she then dips a lot from that baseline pre-calving, then that's when we'll say she's poorly recovering and to keep watching her. I would say if she's in that poorly recovering mob, keep her in that colostrums mob for a few extra days, because we all know that if she struggles during calving and struggles recovering, then that's going to lead on to potentially struggling when it comes to mating in that pre-mating phase.
Do most of them go under the poorly recovering group, or usually only if they've had a harder calving?
Yeah, every herd's going to be different. I would say there is going to be the odd ones that are going to struggle and have a harder calving. Typically, you may see them within that poorly recovering tab.
Can you have 2 virtual breaks in one paddock?
No, you can't. So you can have only 1 virtual break per paddock, but you do have the option to have 2 mobs assigned to 1 virtual break. So I suppose an example of that could be you'll have your springers during calving, and then you might have, say, a suspect mob as well included in there. So that suspect one is your ones that you may be wanting to watch who might be about to calve within the next few days.
What's your best calving trick?
Oh, good question. I think a key one is using that pausing of the cows that we're about to calve, and then allowing them, as we say, to walk out and calve on that fresh grass, and ease for you to go and collect those cows and calves. Another one would be, identifying who is about to calve within the next few days and potentially putting them into their own mob so you know which ones to keep a close eye on. That'd be my 2.
I'm new. Where can I go and read and learn in my own time?
Yeah, nice. So that is under the More tab. You'll find at the bottom, find help. And there's a whole lot of articles in that, which you can read up or send through to staff to read up and get familiar with. We've got a lot of different articles throughout the season that will be helpful, whether that be during calving, collaring, feed management, or just a breakdown on how to use each section of the app is under there.
We also have some digital courses that are sent to you after your login is created. If you haven't received those, just flick a message through to support and they'll re-enroll you in that course as well. Those can be really useful.
Yeah, cool.
Someone's asked, what is the camera button in the app, like the one on your screen?
Yes, great question. You'll be able to see, over the right-hand side, if you're on our unlimited package, that allows you to go in and take photos of your paddock to feed into that pasture metrics, and that's helping you to measure residuals and get that accuracy going as well.
Cool. Okay, how long do Halter batteries last when not having good sunlight for charging? If you are storing your collars as you should be, which is out on the rails, please don't forget, and then your animals are getting an adequate amount of sunlight, I'd say over winter is when you would probably notice lack of sun, obviously. You should be good. But if we're starting to see that you potentially may have some degradation in your battery, you will actually hear from the support team, because we actually monitor these, and we'll let you know if you maybe need to swap or what might need to be done, maybe during some smaller breaks over the winter period to reduce high battery usage events. But yeah, you should be good. Oh yes, someone just reminded me. Once a Day Farmer has some awesome videos that he's been putting together throughout his journey with Halter. So that's a good place to go. And he's done some excellent how-tos on YouTube. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, they walk right back from the basics of collaring through training and then on your day-to-day. So really good to see him using it in action as well.
Cool. And then we just have, if you pause the cow and let him go to the new fresh grass during calving, is there a time limit before it comes back?
No. So if that collar is paused, you will then need to go in and unpause that collar when it's right. So no time limit.
Cool.
Happy?
I think hopefully everybody that came today learned something new. And we also are really excited to welcome a whole lot of you here that are new to Halter. And over the season, you'll meet reps and definitely be talking to our team here as well.
Thanks for joining on. And this recording will be sent to you. So as I say, send it through to anyone else that might find it useful to get back to basics and get you feeling comfortable with using the app.
Thank you.